morning, Laguna Woods. It's a special day. Thank you for tuning in. And I have Diane. Diane, you've been with us a couple of times. Diane is my wife and of, well,
48 plus.
Oh, I almost say 50.
No.
No. Okay. Anyway, so we actually are doing this week a series of shows of people's testimonies of their faith journey. And I did one the other day myself. And so as we go through, you're going to hear from various people. Eventually, I'd love for all the members of our church who want to tell about how the Lord brought them to this point in their life. And so I would just ask you, Diane, tell us about your faith. You were, how did you come to know the Lord? How did you come to follow Christ in your life?
Okay, I was raised as a Catholic, baptized as a baby in a total Catholic family, a lot of relatives, and but I went to Catholic school, and when I was in elementary school, we would say the Stations of the Cross. That was what we did on Fridays, going to the church.
Huh.
And I remember truly believing and knowing that Jesus died for my sins. They didn't talk about asking Christ into your life. That wasn't a Catholic term, or accepting Christ. But I know I had saving knowledge of Jesus as a child.
Saving faith.
Yeah. in Jesus. But it wasn't until really as I grew, and then I met Rick in college, and you questioned me about my faith, and you gave me.
I was questioning.
Yeah, you were questioning, and I read a book about that you gave me, and then during college when we were dating, then I made sure I knew Christ and that he was my Savior.
And so you knew that you had, and then you did know the terms that you're saved.
But I still was a believer. Because
I believe you were.
Yeah, I do.
You had a faith all that I could remember.
Yeah.
And but then, so what difference has Christ made in your life, or how have you grown since?
Well, for me, Christ has made all the difference. Because without him, I just don't know what my life would be like. Rick and I have followed the Lord since the day we married. We committed our marriage to the Lord. And he has blessed us in so many ways. He gave us 2 daughters that love the Lord and serve the Lord and truly are my heroes. They're my heroes of faith because of their strength in the Lord. And but yet personally, lately, especially as we get older, there's a lot of aches and pains in aging, and I have to have knee surgery soon. And the Revelation is such an encouragement. I was just reading chapter 21, and just that when we go to be with the Lord, when he calls us home, there's going to be no more pain. There's going to be no more suffering or tears. We're just going to be in the presence of God and giving him the glory. My life, anything in my life that I've ever done, it's the glory goes to the Lord. It's not about me. It's totally about him. And that's just a real blessing in my life to know that he died for me. He chose me to be his child. And I am totally blessed. And I'm thankful for you, a nice, good Christian husband.
Come on now. No. Yeah, it's been a really good life. It's not over yet.
No.
And that, so, I mean, can you even imagine what life would be like if you had not have decided to follow the Lord? I mean, it's hard to imagine.
It's hard to imagine because Christ is my hope. I mean, it's the hope that we have of life with him and eternity with him. If those people who don't have that, I feel
it's hard. I know.
Feel very sad for. Yeah.
Of course, that's why we do what we do. I mean, it's why we started Saddleback Laguna Woods, so that we would bring the light of Christ to Laguna Woods, and now we can't imagine life without our church family. Many of you watching are in that family, and this is our, wait, this is your story, but
I know, go ahead. It's our story,
it's
really.
because we wanted a church family, and the Lord is so gracious to give us that.
Absolutely.
Who are now our
Family.
closest friends.
Yeah.
And well, I appreciate you sharing that. I know we've talked a little bit about what we might like. I know for some this would sound like a morbid subject, but what we'd like in our funeral.
Yeah, I don't want a funeral. I want a memorial.
Yeah,
And
well,
I wanted
for me it's about the
a
same
celebration of really who God is. And I just, God took me home.
What are your current songs that I know at times you think of songs that
My Tribute.
My Tribute.
My Tribute.
How's that?
Oh, it's Andre. It's Andre Crouch. It's The Glory Goes to God, and the one we just sang at church.
So often,
Something about
there'll be a song at church.
Give me Jesus. That's it.
She says, "I want that song at my."
Yeah.
You might have to have a long service.
Well, it would be very musical.
You keep saying coming up with these
musically
songs.
oriented. Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's really has been a good life, and I think you very effectively shared that with both our kids and grandkids, and then friends and family, literally around the world now. We've been blessed to have, and so I thank you for sharing with that. And you have any other comments or things you would like to? When you look back in life, I would maybe raising the children, or I don't know, what would you thank God as allowing you?
Well,
maybe your biggest contribution or something
for
like
us, God helped us raise these amazing girls, and then they married amazing guys who I prayed for before they were born, especially Ben, who's younger than Stacy, and I tell him all the time, I prayed for you before you were born. But I just think the ministry of prayer that God has given me, raising my kids and with other people, I just think prayer is just a real gift that God gave me, to pray for you and to pray for others and pray for our campus all the time. And I just have seen so many answers to prayer in my life.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I've said and believed wholeheartedly that when we get to heaven and get to review our life with Lord, I am convinced that most, if not all, of the successes I've enjoyed are a direct result of you praying, because Diane is absolutely a better prayer than me. You're in the majors, I'm at single A, to use baseball.
I just pray
terms.
about everything all day.
I'm not even up to double A, probably, but anyway, so I really thank you for that, and it's awesome. So, well, thanks for coming on. Like I said, I encourage others, if you would like to give your basically 8-minute testimony here on the show, so that you can then share it with your family and friends around the world, encourage you to write us, let us know, and we'd love to have you on. We're going to end today with what's one of the songs that Diane loves so much. Enjoy the song. See you tomorrow.
How can I say thanks for the things you've done for me? Things so undeserved, yet you gave to prove your love to me. The voices of a million angels could not express my gratitude. All that I am and ever hope to be, I owe it all to thee. To just let me live my life and let it be pleasing, Lord, to thee. And should I get